Hey guys, just really quick. I'm like super late on this update. This is actually the part two to the episode I did with Orange. This is kind of more of us talking. I honestly, for the life of me, cannot remember what we spoke about because we spent, like I said, a good 3 hours chatting. Um, I'm sorry for like the lack of content in general. I haven't been making a whole lot of TikToks. I've been more or less busy with graduating and now work and kind of trying to get back into streaming. I more or less have made it a constant effort to stream Monday through Friday around what is the time frame I'm giving? Around give or take 11:30, 12:30 EST. But yeah, if you guys want to see more of me being silly live, um, come check out the streams. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy me just pulling friends here and there, sitting down and having these conversations. I'll try and average out time, but there's no promises. I generally do just enjoy hanging out with my friends, and I'm glad I get to share them with you. So I appreciate you guys for stopping by, for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Love you. Bye. I've been playing a lot of World of Tanks when I'm not streaming.
I tried out World of Tanks. Didn't like it all that much, but it's just not my kind of game.
It's definitely a game where I find myself pacing a bit, where some games, just charge in and do as much damage as you can. Others hang way back and just try and take shots when you can. Um, but that game runs into the same issues you find with every other game, and that is your teammates do not play the objective. So you can either
Oh yes, Overwatch all over again.
you can either take out the opponents, which is I think 13 tanks total, easy enough task. But if you're not really into fighting or you're afraid to lose your tank, because I think you get more XP if you live at the end, you can just take the enemy base, which is an automatic defeat for the enemy team. Uh, Nobody ever goes for the base realistically, but when our base gets attacked, nobody goes there. Everyone just goes, well, they're at our base, we're gonna lose. It's like, we can fight back, guys. There's still time to do this. No, I can't tell you how many times I've been the only one to go back to try and defend the base, only to get blown up by like 4 tanks that are already sitting there.
People are cowards.
This is not what
Cowards, the lot of them.
This is not what democracy is.
No, that's Helldivers.
That's the reference I'm taking now, because you said cowards. It's like they don't care for democracy. Execute them.
I've only ever played Helldivers once.
I haven't really played it. I've seen people play it. I've played it once, not on my own account though. I think it was at my uncle's house and he has it, and it is fun.
Nah, it's a good time.
I want to get into it myself and get my own loadout, because playing with other people's loadouts is never fun.
Nah, never.
No, like today I went back and I was playing some Halo Infinite because I have the game. And
like the story mode.
Yeah, I'm playing story mode. And
Nice.
I loaded in with this weird loadout. My first thought was, what the fuck kind of playstyle was I doing with this? Why are these my weapons? So it's jarring at the same time. It's weird to play other people's loadouts, even if it is me from like a year ago. Because I just ask, why is this the loadout? That was the case growing up, and I would play Call of Duty on other people's consoles, and they had this weird loadout with like snipers or shotguns, like no assault rifles, no full autos. You guys don't run these? No, use this. It's way better. And because I was a kid, I didn't know how to use any of it, and I would just die every single time. And I was like, yeah, I want my assault rifle back. And they went, go ahead, make a class then. And I would still lose because, of course, a fucking 11-year-old cannot beat a 19-year-old. It's just not gonna
In
happen.
normal circumstances, true.
It's just not gonna happen. Like if I take let me think real quick. If I take one of my cousins who's about maybe, I think she's 9, tell her hop on, just to make it more modern. Tell her hop on a Fortnite, well 1v1. I'm gonna dom the game because I have been playing games for a very long time and I know things that she doesn't. So it's not going to be fair for her, and it's definitely not going to be fun for me.
Fair enough. I mean, I'd never played stuff like that as a child. I was a Nintendo kid.
No, I was Xbox and PlayStation growing up. Never had a PC until I started streaming. Then I got a PC.
Mm. PC. I started my PC gaming on a 2008 iMac. That was handed down from my sister in medical school who didn't use it anymore.
I think the first PC game I played was Knights of the Old Republic, which is a very fun game. I love it.
Now, if we discount like educational PC games like Math Blaster,
I played Balloons Tower Defense 3.
I believe my first actual video game on PC was outside of Lego. I believe it was Star Wars Battlefront 2.
PC. The first PC
Or
game,
Team Fortress 2. One of those two things.
so the first PC game I played was Knights of the Old Republic. However, that was on a laptop. When I was at school, and we found this out pretty fast, because school has a firewall that prevents you from looking at anything on campus.
Right.
There were websites where you can get Flash games, which some of them were like, you know, the little simple ones like
I like Newgrounds and stuff.
yeah, but we found a website that had a Flash game. Can you guess what that Flash game was?
Dino Run.
No, this is a game
Darn
that
it.
you wouldn't think of. It was Halo Combat Evolved multiplayer.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes. So we found a website that would bypass the school's firewalls, and you can play Halo Combat Evolved on school. So we had computer class. I had a Photoshop class. I had a video editing class. Hence now why I'm streaming. I had those classes, and if you finish work very early, you can just do whatever. At the time before I found out about this game, I would just watch YouTube, listen to music, whatever it was. Um, and then we found out you can play Halo on campus. So me and a couple of the guys around me would do our work very fast. We didn't BS our work. We did it pretty well, and we would just play Halo. And the teacher had access to all of our screens, so he would see us playing, look at what we were turned in, and he would go, you know, some random name, hey Mike, you didn't do your work. Turn that game off. Start doing your work. It's like, cool. He says, the rest of you guys, have fun. I'm like, cool. I'm not in trouble. So we would play Halo, and it'd be funny because in the rooms in the far corner, you would just hear, oh, and I was like, damn, someone's getting domed over there. Because we would just run snipers and pistols, because those were, you know, one shot kills.
Right, right.
And so that's all we would do, and it got pretty competitive. But then the school banned it because I mean everyone was playing it. Of course, I had to be the one guy that found it that told everyone to play it with me. But a lot of us were smart. We had flash drives, so we downloaded that game onto flash drives and just brought that game to school. So we were playing Halo every single day. It was fun.
Nice.
It was challenging, but it was fun.
Yeah, I didn't play a Halo game until Halo Infinite came out, and I played the multiplayer, and I was like, you know what, this is fine. And then my friend Hovey decided to get me the Master Chief Collection on Steam, and I have played through Halo and Halo 2, and it's all right. First person shooters, not my normal go-to as far as genres of video games go.
No,
but I can find them enjoyable.
It is a very specific niche to find yourself in. Often I find myself enjoying RPGs more. Like I said, I've played a lot of Mass Effect. I played 3. I did backwards actually. I played 3. I couldn't romance anyone other than Liara, because she was super easy to romance. And again, because I said this before my recording was fixed, when I play Mass Effect, I only really romance aliens because it's unique, it's interesting.
Right.
Did not care for the human that I had, the one human you can romance in Mass Effect, because it just wasn't my preference. So I romanced Liara, and then I went down in a later mission where the girl that I wanted to romance was making out with my character's best friend, and I went, "Whoa, why? I wanted to romance her. Why are you doing it?"
Why didn't you invite me?
And then I found out in order to romance that specific character, you have to play two. So she's a arching romance that you have to begin.
Overarching.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
you have to
Okay.
start in the previous one to get her. Because I tried romancing her on another playthrough, and it was not taking because there was no um foundation for the two characters to
My goodness, you have to romance the character across multiple
So
games.
I went to GameStop, walked in, asked them, "Hey, do you have Mass Effect 2?" They went, "Yeah, here you go." Bought it, went home, played 2. I romanced her, then played 3, romanced her again, and I wasn't getting the points to make the perfect ending. So I went back to 2, replayed it, tried my best to do everything the right way.
Ah.
Kept her romance because now I knew what to say and what was a better choice for some things because I didn't do everything right the first time. And then I had a very more interesting romance with her in the third game. Saved the entire universe. And I was like, cool, this is awesome. This is way better. And then I went back and played 1. And I'm still gonna play 2 and 3 for stream because I played 1 for stream. Um, I didn't romance anyone in 1 because obviously the person I wanted to romance was not available because that wasn't a path that they had came out with when 1 had dropped. So I had no one to really, I guess, connect my character to in the first game. By game 3, though, I think that'll be fun to see my actual beginning to end go because I never played all 3 of them at once. And then I played Andromeda, which again I romanced the alien that I had because I can romance humans anytime in real life, but you can't do that with the aliens.
That we know of.
If I played Dragon Age, I try to romance the elves. If I can't do that,
Fair enough.
which I did for
Valid.
Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age Inquisition, I did romance humans, and that was because uh, there wasn't anyone that I was like, yes. Because it's really hard when the game gives you a character super late, and you're like, you're kind of the type I would have gone for, but I've already started a path over here. I don't want to just abandon that.
Commitment.
Because in 1, I romanced the quote unquote rogue, because I guess she was the only. Uh, there were 2 girls I would have romanced, but one of them, because I decided to play as a girl, would not romance me because I was a girl. So I was stuck with the my second best choice because she romanced me easily. And then in Inquisition, there was I played as a guy. Yeah, I played as a guy, and I romanced another human woman because the other options I had were uh really a not interesting character for women or a woman that only would date other women. It's like, guess I'm just gonna date the human then. It's fine. But in 2, I
This
always
is fine.
in 2 I romanced the elf because she was very sweet.
Never did play a Dragon Age game. I didn't know Dragon Age existed until about 7 years ago.
I found out about it by accident, I will admit, because it was a game that looked really cool, and then I picked it up and I tried it, and I was like, this isn't what I wanted, but it's still just as fun. And then because of Dragon Age, I got into other games like Witcher, which is so fucking good.
I've heard many good things. I have yet to play it myself.
I haven't played well because the other older ones are PC, and I didn't have a PC at the time. I played 3. I played the shit out of 3. It's so fun. And then I went and bought the DLCs. I did all the side quests. I did every little possible thing you can do in that game, every little exploration that I could. And it took me a very good chunk of time, but it was worth it. And I did it all on the highest difficulty, so I'd say it was worth it.
I've had The Witcher in my Steam library since 2015, and I have not played it at all. That being said, I also have about 500 games in my Steam library from different Humble bundles and Fanatical bundles and whatnot over the years.
I think I
My
have
backlog is immense.
I think I have my Steam list private. I have a bunch of actual games downloaded on consoles that I haven't really touched. Like I'm still trying to play Super Hot. It's a fun game, just takes forever. Um
Fair enough.
I just recently beat Batman Arkham Knight.
I love the Arkham series so much.
The thing is,
It's one of
so
my favorite video game series.
I kind of screwed myself over because went into Batman Arkham Knight after playing Spider-Man. And I was like, you know what? I'm
Oh
gonna
no!
I'm gonna play this game on the highest difficulty. Completely forgot if you do that, you lose the prompts to counter and stuff. You can see the
You lose the
warnings, but you
prompts.
lose the
Yeah.
prompts. I was like, I don't know these controls. So I put the game away. I was like, I'm not gonna touch this because I fucking forgot what the controls are. Went back to it recently, played it, and I did everything. Bought the DLC. So I think for that game, I spent about $30 on DLCs. So I got all the skins. I have all the missions, and it was fun. I love that game.
No, the Arkham games are so good.
I played Asylum. I played City. I never beat Night until recently, and it was so good. I
You ever
get.
play Origins?
I have not never played
Okay.
Origins. Not for any reason other than the fact that no one in my house has had it, so I never played it. I have
Fair enough.
seen gameplay of it, and I think it looks amazing, but I've never played it myself. Um, Night was fun though. I had a lot of moments where I was like, where do I go next? Because it would tell you the generic direction, but you had to figure out the puzzles and stuff. And then when I would figure, I was like, oh, duh, just have to go directly up above me.
I would get so sidetracked by everything.
I think
I'm
when
like, hey, look, there's a Riddler trophy. How do I get it?
yeah, that's another spot I would get stuck at. I would try and do the Riddler trophies if I could, but if I didn't have the gadgets to do it, I was like, note, I'll make a note of
Yes, we're
this right
coming
now.
back later.
What I hated was finding Riddler informants.
Oh no, those nah. We hate those guys.
Hated that so much. Um, but it was a fun game. I loved the ending. I thought it tied off the series perfectly. I never played Suicide Squad, so I don't know. But I thought Arkham Knight ended beautifully. Very sad still, but it ended amazingly. And
It was a good, sad ending.
the only thing I can think of that made me sad even more than the ending was we're never gonna get another Kevin Conroy game. That was it.
No.
And then I found this out today. The day that we're recording this. This is March 28th. Um so Kevin Conroy voiced Batman in almost every project. As a kid, I'm sure you watched it, Orange. You watched Batman at some point, didn't you?
I loved Batman the animated series.
Well, today, from what I've seen, we just lost Alfred.
No.
The voice actor for Alfred has passed away.
No.
Which let me double check
First
this.
George Foreman and now this.
Let me double check. I want to say he's the same voice actor from the game as well. Alfred, voice actor. Let me see what he's been in. Um, let's see what he's been in real quick as I scroll through this. Please don't play a video. Please just be because I'm recording. I don't want it to start playing video in the back. Um. Oh, he was the original Emperor too in episode 5 and 6.
The original Emperor.
The one that looks all disfigured and hideous from 19. I'm covering up the year right now. From like the original one before they put in the Emperor from episode 3. Have you never seen that footage before?
I can't say I have. At least I don't think I have.
Let me see if I can type this in. Okay, now I have to look up an actual picture then. So I'll quickly send this to you real quick. So we have this emperor from the newer works that loads.
Oh, Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, so we have that one. Let me find his original.
That Emperor. Okay.
Have you never seen the original cast of that though?
No, I have not.
Let me actually here's a good picture. There you go. That was the original emperor before they went and redid it.
Oh my, no, I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's a interesting take on him. But let me see how long he voices Alfred. I might be wrong. He might not do Alfred in the Arkham series. Sorry, as I go on a quick tangent.
Batman,
Never mind.
Arkham, Alfred,
Arkham
voice
Knight was
actor.
done by Martin Jarvis, so not the same character. My bad.
Hmm.
But we still have the most famous one, the one that started everything with Kevin Conroy, is now gone. So we have lost the not the last of the Wayne family, but we lost Pennyworth and Wayne. So they're gone now.
Most unfortunate.
It's life. It happens. And
Life goes on.
I will
More
admit,
actors
I'm
come and go.
very heartbroken over it, but I can't change it, unfortunately.
I'm sure people much older than us felt the same way about George Clooney. Is George Clooney still alive? Yeah.
I believe so. You're talking about George Foreman?
Oh yeah, George Foreman. Yeah, he didn't. He died. I meant Foreman.
George Clooney is still alive. He's not dead yet.
George Clooney's alive. George Foreman died recently, though.
Yeah. I've heard Foreman before because I mean my house had one when I was a kid, and I guess my sister didn't know who George Foreman was because when my mom explained it to her, she goes, "Why does that sound so familiar?" And I'm
The
going,
Grill.
because we had the George Foreman grill in the house, and she goes, "Oh, why do we have that?" And my mom explained who George Foreman was. And she goes, "And he made a grill?" I said, "I've known only the grills, so that's how I knew him as." I've heard a lot of jokes about a George Foreman grill, so, and I've always wanted to use that grill. And then I got older and found out it was broken. We just kept it because of the name.
Amazing.
So it's that was one thing.
I was trying to think of other actors that have come and gone before us that were
Um,
much old, like from older times.
I mean, there's always James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Heckin' Bing Crosby.
I
Humphrey Bogart, that's his name. That's who I was trying to think of.
who?
Humphrey Bogart.
I'm not familiar with name. To be honest,
You ever watch Casablanca?
I know about it. Never seen it though.
He's the main character pretty much.
Mm. I hear it's a classic.
He was in a
I've
bunch
never
of
seen
other
it.
old classics like Citizen Kane, Maltese Falcon, Gone with the Wind,
Oh.
Sunset Boulevard. Just a lot of those older classic film movies.
I like old movies. Some of them are pretty good. like
A lot of them are solid.
like a Most Dangerous Game. I remember watching that in high school. I was like,
Most
damn,
Dangerous Game.
that's a good movie. I wonder why we never got another one since. Like a remake at least.
Wait, Humphrey Bogart was in the 1962 version of Lawrence of Arabia, which I think is that the only version? Huh.
What's another thing that's kind of
Another thing.
drawing blanks right now on what I wanted to talk about. I had a little topic and I forgot it now.
I need some water. That's what I'm thirsty.
I've had like a really huge craving for water lately. I don't know why.
It's a good thing.
I mean, I've been drinking water, but it's still like it's not enough. I want more water.
I have the biggest sweet tooth, so all I ever want is just sugary substances and beverages. And I've been like this for about a decade. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I just always want to have candy and soda.
Yeah.
I don't even have that stuff all that often, especially nowadays. But I just always want it.
I don't kind of noticed as I get older, I have less of a craving for candy. Like
Fair
when
enough.
like when I finished high school and became an adult, I started making my own money. I was like, I can now buy candy whenever I want. And I used to buy, not anymore. I used to buy these huge bags of candy. And as I got older and older, I was like, I really don't need all this candy. I'll eat some of it here and there. But after a while, I just let it sit until it goes bad.
I limit my big candy purchases to after candy holidays like Easter, Halloween,
Yeah.
or the day after.
Yeah.
Easter is the worst for me though because I really love those candy coated Hershey's chocolate eggs.
The one thing
Those are my favorite.
I wish I loved them, but they're so like such a weird texture. Peeps. I see them all the
I
time.
love Peeps, especially the chocolate covered ones.
No, they're like such a weird texture and crunch
They're
noise.
so good.
It's just weird.
They're even better when you freeze them.
Okay, maybe I should try that. But as a kid, I just didn't like the way they would squeak and stuff in my mouth. Because it was, my teeth are very sensitive, so hearing that noise in my
That's
head,
chirping in your mouth. That's why they're called Peeps.
I did not like it. It was so uncomfortable. I thought they were called peeps because they were shaped like ducks or something.
That's exactly what they call it. I was just making things up.
You think about it right now, like I can feel the noise reverberating in my head and I don't like it.
See, stuff like that never bothered me.
It bothers me. I don't know why.
It's one of the, I don't know, it's one of those sensation things.
I used to love Snickers as a kid. And now
My father loves Snickers so much.
I eat them every now and then. It's like, these are so like weird. Why did I love these as a kid?
Because they're good. They're tasty. It's good stuff.
Same thing with Twix. I used to love Twix, and I was like, I'll get a Twix here and
I
there.
love Twix.
But I just don't have a craving for it anymore. It's kind of like gone.
I just want sugar in general. Like, you put some candy in front of me, it will be gone immediately. Heck, every once in a while there'll be a deal going on at the local grocery stores. And it'll be like, yo, here's this candy. And it's like half off right now. And I'll get it. And then it'll be gone immediately. Like, those not the sharing size, the family size bags of M&Ms. Not the party size, but the size smaller than that. That's gone within 30 minutes.
I think the candy I find myself going to the most is Starburst.
I do enjoy a good Starburst. Mine is at M&M's. M&M's have always been my favorite candy.
Yeah, I like M&Ms. As I've gotten older, I like the ones with peanuts in them.
The peanut butter M&Ms are really
I'm
good.
not a huge fan of peanut butter, if I'm honest.
Scoundrel.
Like, I like it, but if I have the choice between actual peanuts or peanut butter, it's like I'll take the peanuts.
Scoundrel.
It's just too
How dare you?
it's just too creamy sometimes, you know?
What about crunchy peanut butter?
I no, if I get do peanut butter, it's gonna be smooth. God, what? Oh my God, I don't know what show that did this. I want to say it was Malcolm in the Middle, where somebody would just chew peanuts and spit it onto bread and go, "There you go, homemade peanut butter." It's like that is disgusting.
Ew.
Yeah, and I sat there. I was like, "Please tell me that's not how they make it." It's like that's so disgusting.
That's ew.
Again, I don't
Ew.
remember what show this was,
Ew.
but that was like a concept and something I watched as a kid, where
Ew.
someone took a handful of peanuts, ate the peanuts, munched them however long they could, and spit that onto bread and go, "Here you go, peanut butter." I was like, "That's it's not it's not peanut butter. It's not peanut butter."
It's not. There's no butter in it.
At the same
I know what's
time,
wrong with it. Ain't got no butter in it.
I just refrained myself from peanut butter for so long because I had so many friends that were allergic to it.
Fair enough.
So I never got it just out of respect.
I'm lucky enough that I was neither me nor anyone in my family was allergic to any foods.
Mhm.
So we had so much peanut butter. They still have so much peanut butter over at my parents' house.
I like peanut butter now, but what sucks is developed an allergy recently. I would say
Oh?
recently. I developed it like 2 years ago. I can't have shellfish anymore, which sucks
Aw.
because I never got around to tasting lobster, and now I never will.
Oh no!
I've been told it's not as great as it sounds. It tastes similar to crab, but it's like I never tried it still.
It really depends on how you get it prepared. But a good lobster bisque, you can't go wrong.
I'm never gonna have it. I am fortunate
No.
enough to know that I've had crab cakes, but I'll never have lobster.
Oh man, I love seafood. I
Yeah,
love seafood
I
so
used to
much.
love shrimp, but now I can't have it, which
Aw.
is fine. Little adjustments I've had to make in my own preferences. Like I've also developed intolerance to lactose, so
That makes sense. Most adults have an intolerance to lactose.
it was like one day I was like
It's worse for some people.
it was one day I was at work. I had a coffee, which was like milk.
Had some milk in it.
Then I came home, had dinner, had an ice cream after dinner, and I felt sick, like I was gonna die. And
Ah.
then I found out you have a lactose intolerance. I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" My
You've got a more
entire
severe
family
intolerance.
looked at me and they went, why don't you want ice cream?" I was like, "Because I'm gonna get sick afterwards." I still eat ice cream every now and then when I can, but if I overindulge too much, I get very sick. Um,
Mm.
the one time it was very much confirmed was we were sitting down, we were having a cake and ice cream because it was someone's birthday. I I wasn't full this entire day. I was pretty much saving room for dessert. I had the cake, I was fine. Ate the ice cream, also fine. Came up to my room, sat in my desk, and I was like, I feel like throwing up right now. Why am I feeling this way? Um, Found out that if I overdo it, because I had milk at some point during the day, and I don't remember when, my entire stomach was like feeling out of it. So it's like I have to just.
I have to vacate the premises.
I sat on the floor next to my trash bin just in case, because it felt like throwing up for hours. Nothing was happening, but I just felt so sick. I was like, I'm gonna throw up at some point.
Yeah, eat that. Oh boy.
It was not fun.
Yeah. As I've gotten older, I have developed a mild allergy to latex. It's like latex foods.
Mhm.
So if I have a bunch of
Mhm.
high latex foods like avocado, which is unfortunate because I love avocados, and bell peppers, which are my favorite vegetable,
Yeah.
then my throat will start to swell and get itchy. And it'll be hard for me to swallow. But only if I have quite an amount, and it is only a mild. So if I have lower latex foods, no issue.
Mhm.
But it just so happens that some of my favorite healthiest foods have a lot of latex in them.
That's interesting. Latex is in foods?
Latex is a naturally occurring material, and it is in food.
I don't know that. I don't play the audio. Please don't. I saw your model go down. I was like, don't do that.
It was okay. I won't.
I saw you go down. Like, don't do that. I know it's gonna come. I knew you were gonna do it because I saw your little avatar go. I was like, oh, he's gonna do something.
The soundboard. Do it.
Oh, I did not know. Because apparently I shouldn't even ask. I should just accepted it. I was watching someone else's podcast and someone was saying like there's iron in food. It's like yes, like iron from like metals. He goes yes, there's iron in your blood from food you eat, and he went completely like from nowhere. It's like how are you eating metal? You tell me you're eating iron? It's like you're eating it too. It's in your food, like your meats. And I sounds like yeah, I've never thought about it. There's iron in the food we eat, and I've never once questioned it. I've just been like, yeah, it's there. And to hear them go back and forth explaining that the contents of iron in, say, a steak, I was like, yeah, I guess not everybody knows that. It's crazy that I've adopted as a norm, and when I find someone that doesn't know that, it's just completely weird.
Yeah, you think stuff like this would be common knowledge, but no.
Have you heard of the You Should Know podcast?
I have not.
Okay. I would suggest watching clips of them because I've seen clips of them pop up all over my For You
You
page.
Should Know podcast.
And
oh, never mind. I do. Okay, I
so
do know who these people are. Okay.
There are some times where it's like I don't get where this comes from at all. Other times where I'm just like, what school did you go to? Because I don't remember what the subject was. Something.
What school did I go to?
The person that has these moments.
Oh.
Where, for example, Fruit Loops.
Oh, you mean Peyton?
Yes.
Yes, I have seen TikToks, multiple TikToks.
So the TikToks about Fruit Loops, I sat there, I was like, what aren't you understanding? And he brings up like a vanilla cake. He drops red food dye another, none in a different one. They taste exactly the same. He goes, no, they don't. Dye tastes different. It's like, I don't.
Dye makes you think it tastes different.
I don't think you get how dye works. It just changes the color, not the taste.
It's true, but also the power of perception is a very powerful thing.
I guess it's just it blows my mind sometimes some of the topics they come up with, and it's like, do you not understand how some of this stuff works?
No, he does not.
Like I remember one clip they had to explain to him how rain works, and I was like, do you not know how that works? Do you not know the precipitation cycle?
Ah, man, good stuff. Nah, those clips come up on my For You page every so often, and they are hilarious.
I will say, I know I not have to get political. This is the one thing I will admit. I've noticed now that TikTok, since it's not been banned, since it got, brought back in the States, I noticed that a lot of my For You page at some point turns political, and it never was like that before. And I just sit there wondering, why?
Have you tried blocking Facebook?
Oh, Facebook is blocked, but I'm talking about other pages that it just randomly turns into current events and politics. Like, I don't care. Just give me my funny memes.
Give me my memes.
I don't care for politics. I don't want to be involved. I'm going to hate it regardless. Just please let me enjoy my my
My brain
blissful
rot.
ignorance.
Let my brain rot, and you go about your business.
I've found myself a lot on D&D TikTok, which is funny.
Yes.
The most recent one I love the most is there's no I in teamwork, but there are 7 eyes in fuck it. I don't care how small the room is. I cast fireball.
I've seen that one before. Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I wish I was a wizard now.
No, wizards are fun. As the wizard player in the campaign, wizards are fun.
The other one that I
There's
love,
just a lot of choices you have to make.
the other one I love is like, oh, a shooting star. I can't wish on that. Why not? Well, as a wizard,
Responsibility.
you become
I have
responsible for all
responsibility.
the wishes you grant. So you can no longer get lucky breaks, genies, shooting stars, any wishes whatsoever. He goes,
No more whimsy.
was it worth
Only
it?
responsibility.
He goes, fucking yes, it was worth it. And I was like, yep, sounds all right. Seems like the go-to
Nah.
route. Though I did see one clip, I lost it by accident because I hit refresh on TikTok. It was one about a rogue, and it made me remember. You remember like one of the first big fights that Brian set for us?
Way back in the town of Worth, back when it was the town of Worth.
The specifically the dragon. Do you remember that one? The first wyvern or whatever we were fighting. The monster
The
that
first?
I one hit.
The basilisk.
Yes, do you remember that one?
Back in the mines.
So I remember when Brian made that, he said that he had this whole thing planned out with it. And then I came and one hit it. I saw TikTok
Nah.
recently that made me laugh because it was like the DM says, okay, how do you want to go? He goes, well, I roll my dice, proficiency in this, and then because I have, these traits, so like let's say 59, and he goes, so you crit it and it's gone. And he says they're like all confused, like, I spent 8 hours planning this fight and you took it down in one hit. And he goes, I'm just a rogue, so
Rogues are broken in combat to an extent. A lot of classes are broken in combat to an extent.
Yeah, unless you're fucking chipper and you just say fall and I fall every single time.
Your wisdom saving throws are terrible.
Look, that requires.
But also, you stabbed the goo. How dare you?
That requires wisdom. I don't have wisdom. We've established this.
A lot of classes and characters don't. A lot of monsters don't either. Actually, wisdom saving throws are rather common amongst spellcasters.
But
yeah, spellcasters tend to have high wisdom saves, especially like paladins and clerics and whatnot. Most creatures do not have good intelligence saving throws, which is why Ralathim's Psychic Lance is one of my favorite spells.
I have spells and stuff that I never do get to use. Like I have poison spray. I wish I could find a way to use it.
It's a good option for when you are bereft of your weapons.
I think when we were in
You're
prison,
usually not bereft of your weapons, though.
When we were in prison, I think I tried to use it, but it had no effect on the guards.
I think you missed, or they failed. They succeeded. That's the thing about cantrips is that they're save or suck.
I couldn't use it. I remember that much. That was like a long time ago, though. So
it was either A, they succeeded their saving throw, or B, you could not meet the components required to do the spell.
But I remember that. I have the ability to light up an area. Never get to use it because we always have.
You've got cure wounds. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I never do get to use it. The time I was going to use it, I think Chipper came and healed me. I was like, well, there goes my useful spell. Forgot I had Chipper, which I'm not complaining, but I was like, I really wanted to heal myself.
Yeah, Chipper has. I believe Chipper only has Healing Word as a healing spell, which does less than Cure Wounds, but is also a bonus action to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make it a point to memorize everyone's spell list because I have the biggest spell list and it's huge because I'm the wizard.
No, I didn't. I try not to ask too often, but I'm sorry I do. It's because
no, I'm all for it. Ask me more questions.
You're like the encyclopedia for our abilities, pretty much.
Pretty much. It does help that I can go into your character sheet and look at your features and traits at any given point.
Yeah, it's just I feel like you can just narrow down everything for me.
I'm also one of the few people who reads every word of of the description instead of assuming it does something based on a few words.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of things that feel like they should do more than they actually do, or should work in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
but they just don't. They really just don't.
I feel like there's a lot of things I would like to do in D&D that would be fun. Like I want to learn. One of my traits I have is I can read Elvish. Never get a chance to use it, or I can understand Elvish, and we never get to use it.
Yeah, languages in normal D&D play don't normally pop up unless they have to do with the story.
I mean, my
Otherwise, people just unless it's a pre-written campaign.
my thieves can't comes in handy quite a bit, but I never do get to use the Elvish part.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I don't really get to use the Celestial part. I mean, I know Celestial. I think you know Celestial as well.
Yes, Celestial.
We don't get to use that.
Me.
Sylvan we get to use quite often because of the Feywild and whatnot.
Let me open up.
I've been able to use Abyssal because that has to do with the overarching story.
Let me open up my character sheet and see what I have for abilities.
And then there's Rex, who uses half of the stuff he has and forgets about the other half.
Which is fitting because it's Rex.
He has an ability to let someone have a D3 on everything they do for the next 10 minutes. And that's such a good feature.
I don't think.
And he's had it since level 6.
I don't think he knows. To be honest, I don't always look at my abilities too often. I mostly am like, I focus myself on materials and weapons. Like,
Fair enough.
Two things I've been carrying for a very long time are water skin and tinderbox. Never use either of them.
Yeah, Brian doesn't really play the whole survival part of D&D. D&D can be broken up into like 3 different things. There's combat, there's social, and then there's survival.
Yeah.
Survival tends to get thrown to the side unless the campaign is specifically geared towards survival. And then combat and social are very self-explanatory. You've got your combat rounds, and then you've got everything else.
So the one ability I have that I never get to use too much is control flames. I think I tried using it once, but it did not work. Because it could not do what I thought it did, which was to make fire. Could not do that.
Nah, there has to be an existing fire already.
Yeah, so that was one thing I tried to do and it didn't work, and then I was explained how it works. Like, oh, so I guess I have 3 abilities that I never really get to use.
And sometimes that just is the way it is.
Yeah.
And when the opportunity to use those does come up, sometimes you're just not even thinking about that in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
D&D at some points requires some very, I was going to say lateral thinking, but I don't think that's the term. Actually, you know what? It is what I'm looking for.
What is it?
Lateral thinking is a problem-solving approach that encourages creative and unconventional solutions by exploring ideas from different perspectives and challenging assumptions rather than relying solely on logic.
Mm.
But yeah, D&D that can require or can make good use of lateral thinking. Using your stuff in unexpected ways, depending on what you have, of course. Like,
I'm gonna look at something real quick too. Not important. Just looking at my noise gate real quick.
the noise gate. Yay.
I don't have the gate turned on. Why don't I have a gate turned on?
That's a very good question.
Let me look at. Sorry, I'm gonna quickly jump
It's all
between.
good. It's all good.
I can cut all this out when it comes to later. I want to see what
I'm gonna
properties I have
continue
on
looking
my
at people's character sheets.
cancel.
Oh, you picked up the telepathic feat. Nice.
I picked it up, and we never get to use it. I tried using it a few times, but I guess the
You ever
creatures.
think about using it?
I have tried, but before I can even get to use it, we get the answers we need. It's like, well, no point to it then. Like there was a.
Telepathy. The fact that you get telepathy within 60 feet with creatures that you can see is
Yeah.
very nice.
It says
That
creatures
does help
though.
you with the
I don't think I can use it on people.
humans count as creatures.
Oh.
Any living constructs count as creatures, like golems. They count as creatures technically. Everything that is living is counting as a creature. Creature is an all-encompassing thing.
So I could have used it this whole time. I thought I
Yes.
was limited to say goblins and orcs and stuff.
No, 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 no.
I
That would suck.
I could
That
have.
would suck. No,
I
you can
could
speak
be.
telepathically to any creature. Creature is all-encompassing with any living organism that is not a plant.
I can listen to anyone's thoughts, and I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, you can speak telepathically with them. Detect thoughts, on the other hand, yes, you can cast that on anyone and listen to their service.
I think I can do the telepathic for some pretty good
Tele-
for some
yep.
pretty good not really espionage, but like for intel use.
Detect thoughts is great for gathering surface level intel. Telepathy is good for stealth, and you know how bad we are as a party at stealth.
What do you mean we? I'm
I said
maxed out.
I said we as a party.
And
I specifically said we as a party,
yes,
as a
but
whole.
as a rogue, all that
You are
matters is
good at
I'm
stealth.
awesome. Okay, I can
You
handle
are good
myself.
at stealth.
What I hate is sometimes when we're in stealth, like when we got. I'm forgetting how to say Saval's sister's name.
Salava.
Salava. When we were fighting Salava before, like when we captured her,
Oh, before the actual fight happened.
and she saw
When-
me while I was under Viz's spell, I was like, "What the fuck do I
Yeah,
do?"
yeah. And then I tried to be invisible later on. I was like, she can't see me, right? And I continued. Nope.
My first thought was, "What the fuck do I do?" Because my stealth should be maxed right now.
Yeah, but it doesn't help if you don't go hide behind something that they can't see through.
I was invisible. I just figured with that plus my
And
rogue.
sometimes invisible doesn't work.
Yeah.
Especially in the higher the level you are. The higher level you are, the more likely it is that whatever you're fighting has true sight, or blind sight, or something along those lines. That allows them to see invisible creatures.
I will admit, I think you and Viz have like one of the cooler characters because Viz has
Viz and
like,
I put in a lot of work into the backstory and ideas behind our characters.
yeah, mine's more or less meant to be vague, which is what I wanted. I don't think I followed up on my little brothel stuff though.
I don't think you did. You might have forgotten though.
I might ask Brian if I can get a letter.
Especially in a group as large as ours, you gotta make sure you gotta remember these things and then, in session bring it up so that we all remember to let you have your moment to go do the thing. Otherwise, none of us are going to know.
I don't. I think it was just the note was just to give insight to my past a bit.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, especially since you found out what your last name.
Well, my family is one thing that I'm learning myself as it goes, but I gave Brian a brief introduction of my character, like a background that's vague, because I wanted to build it as it was happening a bit.
Right.
Just because like there's certain stories that I'm taking elements that I'm borrowing from, like because I have that gauntlet blade, I'm pretty much becoming an assassin. So there's little aspects I've been taking from bits and pieces from stories and trying to incorporate them into my own lore. And it works. It's just I never do follow up on it because I never want to. And I know I can do it. I just feel like I'm I just have this weird overthought that I don't want to derail and overtake everything.
I think Brian's pretty good at like sectioning everyone's stories out, because Viz Chipper had like a big moment early on in the story,
Yeah.
and then it's been connected to her kind of ever since that big moment. And then Rex had his big moment
Mm-hmm.
back in the Orc camp with his past, and he's been mildly connected to the story ever since. Same with Axton.
Mm-hmm.
And then myself, Richard. And to be fair, Richard has had a very large impact on the current story for a few months now. But I gave a lot of story hooks in my backstory to take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Like I gave enough details to have a good backstory, but I left a lot of things open ended, like the fact that Richard was in fact adopted in his teenage years, and he didn't know nor care who his parents were. The fact that he was married, stuff like that.
Hmm.
There's just a lot of little things that I think Brian kind of saw and just latched onto. In my opinion.
I will admit the one thing that I was surprised by, because I've known what D&D is. I've seen characters, I've seen like traits and stuff, what their roles can be. The bard, when Viz said she wanted to be a bard, my first thought was, I know what bards are like based on what I've seen on
Which
YouTube.
is, I seduced the dragon.
Yes. So when we would come across things like,
That is the stereotype.
is the bard going to do something? No. And then
No, until Saval happened.
and then it was like, okay, I guess this is where it starts now. And it's been only with Saval. So I've been like, huh. I guess I shouldn't have expected Viz just to be like every other bard.
No, especially with this also being their first D&D campaign as well.
Mm-hmm. But
They didn't have like all
just,
those.
I
Yeah.
I can't think of why I went for rogue other than the fact that rogues typically are wearing hoods.
It was just for the aesthetic.
Yeah, well, I tried to pick a class that would closely be my VTuber because the cape that I have is supposed to have a hood. I never do put the hood on though, nor do I have it on this chibi
Fair
one.
enough.
But I was trying to make my character as close to me as I could, and so I went with rogue. I could have gone with wizard, but I was like, no, I feel like all of us want to be wizards, so I'll pick rogue.
I feel like you would have made a good warlock.
Yeah.
As well. I feel like that would have worked as well.
I feel like I would have just done fireball though, which probably would not help anybody.
If you had access to it.
100%. But once I got access, that's the only spell I need.
Yeah, a lot of the, I believe quite a few of the warlock subclasses do not have access to it, which is what I'm.
I've had
some. Like wizards can learn pretty much all the spells any other wizard can learn through their spell book. But all the other spellcasters are limited in scope depending on what their subclass is normally.
Jesus. I've had some pretty interesting options for traits that came up recently. Like when we leveled up
and stuff.
Yeah, when I've had level ups and like you can get these abilities, like I don't know if I want these abilities right now.
Oh yeah, I mean you'll get your class features regardless.
No, the class features are fine. Like the special like spells and stuff I can get. I was like, I don't know if I want any of this. That's why I have detect thoughts, because I never. The other options I had at the time, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna use it, or I think Richard has it, or I think Viz has this. I don't need it.
Yeah, there are a lot of feats for every class. The magic feats for a rogue can bring some good utility to a rogue depending on what you take.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the time, rogues tend to take the same particular feats, such as the mobile feat, which increases their speed. And what other feats do they normally take off the top of my head? Let me think. What's the one that does the Piercer's another one, which is it increases your piercing damage, which is the stuff that daggers do, I believe. Either that or slashing damage. It's one of the two. I can't remember. I think daggers do piercing damage.
Let me pull up my stuff. I will say real quick, I do appreciate you guys picking up the daggers for me though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even if they were broken for a bit and I was completely OP for like a good 30 minutes.
Oh, the heck in the armor class?
Yeah.
I that was my first time making a homebrew item. Just trying to figure it out. I was testing it with myself. I'm like, yes, my armor class has been overwritten. It should not be this way.
I think we could have been fine. My armor class is 29 right now.
Why is it still 29?
Wait
a minute.
It might have broken again.
Let me go into my homebrew creations.
Let me go to
view.
What's funny is I just came in to look at
view
stuff.
My homebrew.
Didn't see
view my homebrew collection.
Armor.
Let's see here. Where are my homebrew magic items?
If I take a minute off, I go to 14. I'm supposed to have 15,
My
right?
homebrew creations. There we go. I believe the AC. I want to edit. See, I wouldn't have to make the homebrew item if we had the actual item from the actual source book that's on D&D Beyond at this moment. But that requires money.
Also, yes, the daggers do have piercing damage.
Awesome. So yeah, there's a feat that increases your piercing damage and does extra stuff on critical hits.
What are my feats right now? There's a sneak attack, which is pretty cool.
That makes no sense. And the modifier for the modifier for minute is a fixed value of 1. So that's where you're getting your armor class. Yeah.
I am at 29 right now. You can look at the sword hour real quick.
You're getting a plus 15 magic bonus from the minute dagger, which is weird.
Is that what it is?
Because I changed that.
I'm attuning to. I can change this myself too, no?
It did change. Huh. Okay, so that was weird. Okay, so your armor class is 15 now. Interesting.
Let me do this then. You might have to just refresh it every single time then when we start.
That would be weird.
Yeah, now it's at 15. Weird.
Huh. You just might have to unattune to it every session.
I might have to. We'll double check on Sunday. Which I should be able to make it on time on Sunday. I really don't know though. Because work's been killing me.
Fair enough.
Features and traits though. So I have my hit points, I have my proficiencies, expertise, sneak attack, thieves can't. Which I love thieves can't, it's pretty fun.
Thieves can't is such a wonderful concept.
It's just interesting. I believe early on, I want to say it was Rex that tried to ask me what I was reading and he could not read it. I want to say it was Rex. I could be wrong.
It was probably Rex.
But it's a pretty interesting trait. I love having it. Feats. Magic Initiate Druid. Interesting. Weapons Master. Telepathic. Which is Detect Thoughts.
Telepathic is a decent feat for a rogue.
Yeah.
Especially the ability to communicate silently with creatures you can see within 60 feet. That is wonderful.
Let me look at Manage real quick. Just want to double check what's the next thing I'm going to get.
What? I mean, if we even get that far.
Yeah, I might die pretty soon.
But, like, there are a bunch of feats that are good for rogues. Since rogues are really good at Rogues are what are colloquially known as skill monkeys
Mhm.
because of their reliable talent feature. Because they can be
I
good at a whole bunch of different skills.
I could really use another level up to get slippery mind.
Ooh, yes, that gives you wisdom saving throws
Yes,
proficiency.
I could definitely use those. I could use some extra wisdom.
But yeah, like the more skills you are proficient in, the better off you are because you can't roll below 10 on those skills. So picking up feats like the skilled feat, which allows you to get 3 more proficiencies for skills, or the skill expert, which gives you more proficiency and expertise and stuff, are really good for rogues. Unless that's not what you're going for, in which case that is fine. There are a multitude of other feats that are good for uh, Skulker. Skulker's one. Um, Mobile, as I had said before, which increases your speed, and it also allows you to make melee attacks against creatures and then run away from them without provoking opportunity. That's a good one for rogues. Get in, stab, get out.
Yeah, it was not as fun though as being.
Dual wielder would be a great one for you.
I think I'm already doing that, am I not?
The dual wielder feat
Oh,
specifically. It gives you a +1 bonus to your AC while you're wielding a separate melee weapon in each of your hands.
mm.
And then you can use 2-weapon fighting even when your one-handed weapons you're wielding aren't light. And you can draw or stow 2 one-handed weapons time instead of the one like normal.
I thought after a while I would hate playing like rogue because I felt like being tied to only specific weapons would get boring. It's really not. I really do just enjoy running around with daggers.
Daggers can be very effective, and they are.
As I've seen. I will admit the coolest thing I've done recently. I wasn't trying to do it. I just thought it was like cool to do. Was when I stabbed that one guy in the warehouse. I just kicked him off the sword. I was like, damn. I wasn't even trying. That just sounded really cool in my head.
Yeah, and that's going to be a lot of D&D. It's just, saying the things that come to mind.
What I
And
what I liked the more at the time was the what's what I'm looking for. There's a certain word I'm looking for, but when Viz went ooh, I was like, damn, this feels even cooler now because I have somewhat of an interesting reaction.
your reactions.
Her yeah, well, Viz's reaction of like ooh was like, damn, this feels even cooler because
Mm.
now I have someone that sounds interested in it. I was just being dumb, but it sounds pretty cool now.
Ah, yes. Validation.
That's what I was looking for. Validation. Damn, could not think of the word.
I'm validated. My vocabulary isn't, but I am.
My vocabulary's been gone for a very long time.
Every once in a while, a word will pop up that I know means a certain thing. I'm like, I never use this word. I'm going to use it.
I've had that a lot lately where at work I was trying to explain a situation and I don't remember the exact context anymore, so even if I remember the word, it's pointless. But I sat there for a minute trying to figure out what the specific word was. And then like an hour later, I was like, this word, this is what I was trying to say. And my friend goes, what? And I said, remember we were having this conversation and I couldn't think of the word? I remember now. And she goes, oh, what was the context? I don't remember. I just remember the word now.
I don't remember, but it existed.
It was needed, and now I have it. Couldn't tell you what it was though. Completely forgot. But yeah, happens a lot to me. ADHD is not fun because my brain just goes everywhere.
Fair enough. Crossbow expert's another feat that rogues tend to use a lot, which lets them use a hand crossbow in one hand, and then use it as a bonus action when they attack with a one-handed weapon.
I know I just got one from
Yeah, you got it was a hand cross. Was it a normal crossbow
it was
plus two?
a +1, I believe. I don't remember
I
which one it
believe
is
I
though.
believe you got a light crossbow plus.
Is it +2 or +1?
I'm pretty sure it was a blue.
It was. Let me double check
Then it's
though.
+2. If it's blue, it's +2.
I probably should rename that to um just for my own sake. as I open up my character sheet once again. I will
Once
say
again.
I love that D&D is like online too.
Yes, it's very convenient
Oh yeah, it is
to
+2.
be able to play online.
I still hate how I had the boomerang so early, and I was very good with it, and then I lost it, and
You
now I have
liked
to
using
find
it
it
a
again.
lot, and then like 4 levels later, you lost it
Well, because it went
because you
into
stuck it into an the Salava, and then she left with it, and we
yeah.
never got it back.
Should I just remove it from my inventory? Or should I keep it?
Probably remove it from your inventory.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do this real quick. There you go.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Hmm.
You are a thief, Rogue, aren't you? Are you at the level where you can just use any magic item? You are, because that's a 13th level feature.
Yeah. Let me
You
see
get
what
you yeah.
I have in inventory because I have something. Yeah, because I have the
You,
wand of secrets. I never use any of the
mhm.
potions. I probably should. Actually, I think the wand of secrets resets after a long rest, or no?
Your health gets reset on a long rest. Your potions do not. Um. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, you can just use any magic item that ever exists. You ignore all class, race, and level requirements on the use of magic items. You can just use any magic item you want.
Cool. Well, let's look at what Richard has.
Richard's got some stuff in his inventory. He needs to get rid of some, like the ring that Axton now has,
Well,
the ring of air elemental command.
yeah.
And then he gave away the gauntlets of the Fire Knight.
I was just thinking if I can use anything in a situation where I need to just pull something out of your bag and use it.
Yeah. I mean, I do have a few things that are not attunement items, but I also have quite a few things that are attunement items.
As I rummage through your stuff, I'll spot a diamond and just take that and pocket it.
No, I need that for my spells. No.
But for money, Richard.
We have money. We don't need more. I need that diamond.
There are moments where, for context, I'm looking at Richard
Nathaniel Gregory III.
I don't know if you laugh. The Richard Nathaniel part. There'll be moments
Richard
where
Nathaniel.
I'll talk and the context will be about orange, and I'm like, orange, and Viz will go, Richard. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Because I often forget your name is Orange, not Richard. I'm so used to talking to Richard. It's like the other day when I was DMing
the only
you.
time we interact normally is when we're playing D&D.
The other day when I was DMing you on Discord, I was like, where the fuck is Richard? I was like, I know I've texted him before. I was like, no, I'm stupid. It's Orange. I need to talk to Orange. That's who it is.
So if you, just take the initials of Richard Nathaniel Gregory, which is RNG.
Yeah,
And the fact that he's
the
third gives him a 3, so it's RNG3. 3 looks like E. Orange. That was the way I came up with my name, by the way. Is I took the letters RNG. And I tacked a third on there because I wanted, and I was like, what names sound fancy? Like Richard Nathaniel Gregory the third.
I think I was sitting on a bunch of names that I was going to use for my character. I was like, I really can't think of anything that I would stick with or like to be called. So I was like, I'm just going to stick with Ghost. I can think of other names that would fit D&D a lot more, but I really don't have.
Ghost is a good name.
I didn't have a direction.
It's a good placeholder, definitely. Especially if you're hiding your name, which you have been.
I'm using it more as like that's the only name I've known because no one has ever paid attention to me.
No one cares about your actual name. Meanwhile, I was given my name and I had an actual name, but I do not care for it because it sucks. I love this. Like everyone, it's like Richard's father just says, "I'm talking about Onevric," and everyone's just like, "Who the fuck is Onevric?" Like that was Richard's given name before he was adopted. Like, I don't go by that anymore. Haven't gone by that in years.
I also I always forget that you're also a bunny pretty much. So it never just crossed my mind when you can get into small places just like that, and it's like, huh. I often
Yeah, I'm
forget.
a herringon, which
I,
is pretty
yeah,
much just a rabbit person,
I
and I
often
made mine
forget how small
small.
you are.
I made him the minimum small requirement height, which is 2 feet.
It's pretty good height. Always looking up to all of us. I just imagine though, like when we're sitting around at a table, you just jump up and just are now more or
I
less
have
eye
to
level.
stand on the chair. There is no sitting down on the chair. I have to
I mean like
stand
jumping on the table, and then there
on the table.
you're perched, you're ready. How tall is Rex? Rex
Rex,
is
I
tall.
believe, is a normal-ish height of about 6 feet.
Okay, I thought Rex was taller.
I want, I want to say that is the case.
I thought Rex was taller than me though, because I'm 6 foot
You might be like 6'2".
probably. We don't have anyone in
I
the
think,
party
yeah,
that's like.
you and Rex are similar heights. I believe Axton is the tallest. Chipper is more of an average woman height, and then I'm 2 feet tall because
That,
I thought that would be funny.
but that's fine because you seem to have a very tall and hot wife, which is ridiculous. You took all the best traits in the game very early on.
I was like, I want my character to be well adjusted and happy, okay? Trauma? What's that? We haven't heard of it.
I would have been more surprised if your wife was a tall goth woman. I was like, damn, Richard's living the life over here. He's got name, he's got family, and goth women. Damn, it's crazy.
He's got status, he's got the brain, he's got the Riz.
The riz of essentially you're like a you're
The
very
Riz of a
smart.
much
So I would
taller
say
bunny
book
man.
nerd almost, but you're like very smart. Richard's very smart.
Gotta make that intelligence in 20 mean something.
You got a wife, pretty hot one by the sounds of it, so it works. Mm.
Not if only I could do that in real life.
Oh, only.
Then I'd be set.
Mm.
Just gotta find a really cute gamer girl that likes D&D and Final Fantasy 14. I'll be good for life.
No, I don't. I was gonna say it'll happen, but that sounds like a very specific niche you need to find.
I am able to be very social when the mood strikes me, but otherwise I am an introverted hermit. I will spend, if I could, all day every day just at my house, not going anywhere, not doing anything, not socializing.
Mm.
So unless the perfect girl is like delivered straight to my door, I'm probably never gonna get a girlfriend or a wife. I'm probably never gonna happen.
I mean, I'm sure it'll
Unless
happen.
unless an act of God deems it so.
Unless one day God just looks down and she goes, you know what? Make him a Harrington. He'll be fine.
Make him a rabbit person real quick. 2 feet tall, 20
Oh my
intelligence,
God.
14
I
charisma,
just
8 strength.
realized your relationship, you're like Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was one of the
I just realized.
that was one of the inspirations for the relationship. I took a lot of different references from a lot of different rabbits in media and folklore. Namely Disney. There was a lot of Disney involved. Alice in Wonderland and Who Framed Roger Rabbit specifically.
Wait, that's a Disney property?
Alice in Wonderland and
No,
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Those are both Disney movies.
I did not know Roger Rabbit was Disney.
It is. They had a whole ride at Disney World. Land. It was in Disneyland. It got replaced with Monsters Incorporated eventually.
Yes. I went last year to Disneyland. It was fun. I was gonna go again this year, but I still have bills to pay, so I can't go.
Aww. I haven't been to Disneyland since I was 14. And at the time, I got one of those books that had all the hidden Mickeys in it, and that was the last time I ever went to Disneyland and never got to use the book.
My friends are going for May the 4th, so
Oh, nice.
that'll be fun. I don't get to go. I did, however, get to see the Mando walking around last time I went.
Nice.
My friend missed out because she was in the bathroom and he left.
Yeah,
got to see Mando and that was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, Disneyland. Haven't been since we stopped doing our yearly trips out to California to visit relatives, because both of my parents are from California. So I have been to many different places in California. One of my favorites is Santa Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
Love the beach boardwalk over there.
Yeah. I wish I traveled more.
I wish I was able to travel more, but I do not have the funds to do so. If I had the funds to do so, that you can bet your bottom dollar that I would be going on a road trip to visit every single one of my friends that I've made over the past couple of years.
Yeah. At some point, I want to visit Viz, and I want to go visit some other people.
I'm on the way to Viz. Come visit.
Yeah, that's true. I can visit you. I'll probably. I think the moment I see Viz, I'll have a whole Amish outfit put together.
Yes, show up back in pilgrim garb with a butter churner and a horse.
I'll show up with an Abraham Lincoln beard just to complete the fit.
Yes, and a second stovepipe hat.
God. I think Viz would kill me if I did
that. Yes. Film it. I need this in my life.
Maybe one day. One day I'll just show up.
And then I show up a day later with a bottle of orange juice.
No, you show up with a butter churner. Like, there we go. We're all set
now. A butter churner and a bottle of orange juice.
No, you just bring oranges. We'll squeeze our own fresh oranges.
Yes.
The way the Amish intended.
It's still so funny how much she dislikes orange juice. I don't understand how.
Does?
She hates orange juice.
I used to hate orange juice as a kid, and just because it was always acidic, so I never liked it. It didn't sit well with me. And I'm older. It's like, damn, I can go for really nice orange juice. And then because I'm older, I can mix it with vodka and have a way better time.
I do that with Malibu rum.
Yeah, I would argue, but yeah, it's pretty good.
But yeah, she hates the taste of orange juice.
Interesting.
But she likes Sunny D. And she keeps calling Sunny D orange juice. And we have had so many disagreements about why it's not orange juice. It's not orange juice. And no matter what your opinion is, there's more pear juice in Sunny D than there is orange juice.
Oh no, for sure. I as much as I love Sunny D, it's not really orange juice.
It is an orange juice drink.
An
orange-colored juice beverage. It is not orange juice. Fight me, Viz, for the 20th time this year.
Is Tang still around? It probably isn't. But
Tang is still around. Tang is forever.
I've never seen Tang. Like in any of the stores I've gone to, I haven't seen
Tang is forever. It's it's on that one shelf with the country lemonade.
Okay, I can buy it on Amazon, so it still exists. I haven't
seen
it
at Walmart
in stores. Let me rephrase that. There is one store in the city that I know has it, but it's like a very. It's a store that sells third world products, to be specific.
The one like those Hispanic markets or Asian markets.
Mm-hmm. So I see it there, those. But if I go to my Vons or anything like that, I don't see it.
They carry it at Walmart. I know this for at least my Walmart.
To be honest, I don't go to Walmart that often.
That is fair. I don't go to Walmart anymore either, unless there's nothing at Safeway.
I only go to Walmart if there's something I need that I don't want to drive across the city for.
I go to Walmart if I can't get it at Safeway. I usually go to Walmart for like my home goods.
The last time I went to Walmart
or hardware
was to get a micro SD card reader for USB, so I can plug it into my PC and download stuff onto it.
Last time I went to Walmart was for some pipe snakes.
You
Because
know,
every so often, I have to clean out the pipes, especially the tub, because I have a roommate, trans female. They have very long hair, and it gets stuck in the drain, and I'm the only one who notices when the drain has trouble draining.
um, yeah, I've realized as an adult I hate doing that. Is
Cleaning?
no, noticing stuff like that, because it's like if I was a
Oh,
kid, I wouldn't care. But I'm an
but
adult
now
and I
that
know
I'm
exactly
old,
what's the problem.
I know how I can fix it.
Yeah. The amount of
Then I
times
have to go and fix it.
I've gone to a hardware store and got snakes or drain cleaner or just all kinds of stuff. It's been like, what the fuck? When did I get to this point that I'm this old?
That I'm buying a bottle of Drano.
Like a couple years back, I replaced the shower head, and my uncle's a plumber. For context, my mom kept telling me, just wait for your uncle to be available and he can replace it. One day, I was just like, I have the shower head and everything in my room. I've had it for a very long time. How hard is it just to go on YouTube, look up how to remove a shower head, and just go from there? I had that
Nah.
shower head off in like 10 minutes. I say 10 minutes just because I had to look for tools and then do it safely instead of just ripping or tearing into the stainless steel pipe.
Right, right. But yeah, especially with the advent of and other video websites,
I did that.
learning how to do things ourselves has never been easier.
So I replaced the shower head. My mom asked me, your uncle's going to be, or no, she told me, your uncle's free in a couple days. He can go over and, install it. And I said, I already put it in. And she goes, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, I just took off the old shower head, cleaned everything up, put the new one on, and it works 100 times better. To which she sent my uncle over to double check everything. And he's like, you did this? I said, yeah. It was nice. You should do a trade in this. I said, I don't want to do plumbing, but thank you. It's just because I was going to school at the time I was going to school for computer science, and I was like, I want to do something with this. I don't want to then jump ship to a trade school. And now I have basic understanding of home repair, and then I now have my college degree. So I was like, yeah, I can. I feel like I've shown I'm adult enough to make a decision. It's never the right decision in anyone else's eyes, but I can do this now.
Yeah, one could feasibly teach themselves how to do a trade in this day and age.
I won't say it's not hard. It's easy to find something simple.
It's easy to find all the stuff, but it's hard to put it into practice.
It's easy to find something simple, like a shower head. Just like unscrew it, install the new one, you're good to go. But if they were to ask me to take out the sink that we have and put a new one in, I could not do that.
Funnily enough, I know how to do that because my dad did it once and had me help him.
It's not that I don't know how to do it. I know how to do it. It's pretty straightforward. I just don't have the tools or the safety to do it. Not money.
Oh.
Because I can do it like my computer is buy the stuff I need over time. But I need at least the sink that we have. I need to remove the caulk that's around the drain. I need to, de-rust some of the stuff to get it to come undone. And there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, but it's fine as it is. I don't need to replace it. It's not pressing on my head. Would I wish to replace things so they're better, cleaner, and nicer? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not needed right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Everything still works. It's just I would like to update stuff, but that's going to be a bigger project. Because I know the second I start doing one thing, it's going to be like, well, I started this, but I can also do this over here too.
I don't have to deal with that stuff because I rent, so it's my landlord's problem if something's not working.
The hardest part is we rent too. The hardest part is we're not supposed to put holes in the wall. unless we get approval, but 90% of the time we don't.
See, that's where you get the double-sided hanging strip.
I've tried that, and sometimes if I didn't get what I have now, it wouldn't work. So I have a Gorilla product. I don't remember what it is right now, but it's
Ooh, I love
a
Gorilla
tack.
products.
It's like a putty tack kind of thing, and it's
Mm-hmm,
holding
mm-hmm.
up a poster by my bedroom door, a framed poster. So there is weight to it, and it has been holding up pretty well. I was afraid that I'll wake up one day and it'd be shattered on the floor, but it has not fallen. And I think that has worked the best so far. Because I have command strips behind me too for some shelves I put up, and those don't work that great.
Command strips for shelves?
Yeah, I'll probably show you after
I know what the
recording.
command strips are, but you're using them for shelving?
Yeah, I can show you in a second. You'll probably see my face in a minute. I'll show you after the recording, but
How are your shelves still up?
they hold not a lot of weight. So on one shelf, because there's two little shelves, it holds remote controls for my TV, my radio, my Bluetooth speaker, and
Oh, okay, okay.
I have four remotes. I don't remember what the other remotes for. Oh, my DVD player. And the other one,
Hmm.
all it has is a CD case and a CD player.
Yeah, I do not have any. No, I use command strips for everything, but it's just like
I like
puzzles that were glued together and framed, various pieces of wall art. The orange hexagonal soundproofing that does not soundproof anything, but it looks cool.
turn on my camera. I'll just take a picture of this one second.
And then I've got the bookshelf of yore that's been in my family for like 30 years. It's been my family's had this bookshelf longer than I've been alive, and I took one of the three they were going to get rid of because I wanted a bookshelf. I didn't want to pay for one.
So there, I just sent you a picture.
Ah, nice. Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
There's so many strips.
That was per instruction. So all those strips were per instruction.
6 per shelf. I understand.
Well, because when I first did it, I did 2 on each side, and then in the middle of the night, both of them fell off. So I said, you know what? I'll do all of them then, which was a total of 12.
Man, where's the fire?
Yeah, I shut my window. So when I record this, I apologize, guys. I'm in a
It's all
neighborhood.
good. It's all good.
I'm more or less apologizing for YouTube. I apologize. My window's wide open, and I guess we're very busy today because there's cars like just zipping by. An
You know what it
emergency
is? The end of the
somewhere.
month. The police have to make their quarterly quotas,
That
their
was
monthly
a.
quotas.
I don't think that was police. I think that was an ambulance.
That was an ambulance. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? It's spring break. I don't know if it's spring break over there, but it is spring break over here in Colorado.
Well, I do live in a more elderly area of the city.
So a lot of life alerts go off every day, I'm assuming.
Probably, most likely. I say probably because I work normally during the day. Like right now, if I was at work, I'd just barely be getting off right now.
Mm.
But Thursdays and Fridays are my weekends, pretty much. Which, holy shit, today's Friday, huh?
Today is Friday.
Damn, I should eat something pretty soon. I haven't really eaten today. I had.
Yeah, and we've been going out for 3 hours now.
Yeah, all I've had today was donuts. Holy shit.
I had leftover Wingstop that I got yesterday.
No, my family's religious, so can't eat meat when they're around.
Jewish?
Catholic.
Catholic, even worse.
Well, I'm pagan, so
okay.
I believe in a different set of beliefs.
Right.
Which you would think I'm exempt from following their practices. Nope, I get fucking bombarded and ridiculed because I don't do what they do. So just to avoid the headache, I have to put myself through this little hell.
Most unfortunate.
Yeah.
I myself, well, I like to think I still am a non-denominational Christian. I don't know what I am. I'm just a Baptist with a cool website. That's what I am.
Normally it would be fine. But somebody, one of my siblings, I don't know who it is, cannot keep their mouth shut. So somehow I was getting in trouble like a while back because of it, and now just to avoid getting busted for something that I'm not participating in, I just keep myself, you know, hidden for the most part.
Yeah, Catholics don't make much sense to me at all.
No, that's why I switched to my beliefs, but it is what it is. Anyways, I think we have been going for a while, and I do need to eat something. I'm sure you need
Yeah,
to
you
eat
need
some
to get
foods
some
too.
food, my guy.
You need some foods too.
I
Sorry.
ate beforehand, so I'm good.
Well, I didn't think that far ahead, so I didn't think we'd go this long. But I do appreciate you taking time to come and talk to me for a bit, Orange. It's always
Of
awesome to hang
course.
out with
It
you
was
and to play
great.
games with you. I hope we can do this more in the future if you're ever down for it. I
Well,
hope
that'd be
you're
nice.
being
Yeah,
safe
definitely.
and drinking plenty of water. I hope that you guys are doing safe and drinking plenty of water as well. I appreciate you guys for hanging out and listening to us talk for I don't know how long
Three
because I'm
hours
gonna
straight.
edit some of this stuff away from all the dead silence we had. But yeah, anything you
All
want to
things
say,
considered, it
Orange?
wasn't that much dead silence.
Oh, you know what? Real quick, where can they find you, Orange?
You can find me normally at the underscore orange underscore one underscore on twitch.tv. Yes, there's a lot of underscores. All the other variations are taken.
Yeah, I get that.
Twitter, I don't, or X, I don't normally use because I'm forgetting it. You can find me there at one that is orange because that is a reference to a series of unfortunate events, and I like that book series a lot.
I saw the movie. I thought it was pretty good.
The movie is phenomenal, and so was the Netflix show. The Netflix series was also so good. I do have a TikTok. It has no actual TikToks. I've been waiting for things to die down with the potential bans, but so that.
I need I need to re-upload all my stuff to YouTube.
And then, of course, I have my old YouTube channel that I don't use anymore. I'm thinking about the other one just for my Twitch VODs, but that's up in the air. But yeah, I'm mostly on Twitch. You can find me there.
Yeah. So you're all safe and well, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Have a good one.